Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. So today we are sitting down and we are doing a pretty much full face of brand new products. I went ahead and recently filmed my birthday haul, all the goodies that I splurged on and bought myself for my birthday at the beginning of June. I can link that down below for you in case you missed it, but we're going to be using all of those goodies in this Get Ready With Me, along with a couple other new things as well. Before I get started, don't forget I upload every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday for you, and recently a whole lot more than that. If you like this video while you're watching it, please go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. It really does help me and my channel out. And other than that, if you're excited and you want to hear my thoughts, my first impressions on a whole bunch of new goodies, then let's go ahead and get started. So for my eyes, I'm going to go ahead and use my Pat McGrath Venus in Fleurs Luxe Quad Voyeuristic Vixen. I know I have a first impressions and look on this palette right here. I can also link that down below for you in case you missed it, but we're going to be using it again today because it is my newest eyeshadow palette and I love it and I just want to play with it some more. So we're going to go ahead and take the matte shade and put that in my crease, and then we're also going to put on the inner half and outer half of my eye, or inner corner and outer corner of my eye, to do like a little halo-y eye. I already primed my eyes with my MAC paint pot and my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Powder. I dipped in very lightly. You can't tell, but I dipped in very lightly and then tapped off the excess. I don't want this look to be too dramatic. It's kind of hard not to do a dramatic look with this quad just because, I mean, all the shades are pretty deep and dramatic. Really make sure we blend this out. It just like blends out so effortlessly. Like at first, when I first put it down, it was a little deep and dark and getting kind of patchy, and I just work with it for a couple seconds and it's just a stunning, stunning shade. Just going to make a halo eye here. I haven't done a halo eye in a while. This isn't gonna be like a bright summery eye look by any means, but that's all right. All makeup is for all year round. You can do literally whatever you want. It just washes off at the end of the day. All right, now that we got that down, I'm gonna take my first brush and just kind of make sure it's all blended together and soft. No harsh lines anywhere. All right, then I'm gonna take my NYX glitter primer and I'm gonna put it in the middle of my eye, and we're going to take this shade right here, which is Twilight Bronze, and we're gonna tap that on. Just gonna take a really small amount. Oh, that is absolutely stunning. I don't know if the camera's like picking up how sparkly and pretty that is, but wow. Okay, that's beautiful. I am gonna go ahead and tap just a tiny, tiny touch of the Moonlight Liaison in the middle just to like brighten it up a tiny, tiny bit. It's pretty deep and dark. Yeah, that just added a little dimension to it. And then I'm gonna take my brush again and just soften these edges a little bit. Alrighty, I really like that a lot. I think that is beautiful. I'm gonna go ahead and do the other eye off camera and we will be back to move on to the face. So I went ahead and primed with my Catrice Prime and Fine Fresh It Up Aqua Fresh Hydro Primer. This is like the longest name ever. This is not really new to me, that's why I applied it off camera, but my face was just feeling a little dry. So for foundation today, I also don't really have like a super new product to me, but it's new on my channel. I haven't used this on my channel yet, and it is the Range Beauty True Intentions Hydratic Foundation. So I have the shade Coconut Milk. This is supposed to be a hydrating oil-free foundation. So I bought this in June last year, and I'm about to go film after this my past June purchases, and so I just wanted to use this again. I haven't used it in a while. Normally it's dark on me, but I actually think it's going to be a little light on me because I've just been like self-tanning kind of a lot. But I just wanted to use it and like refresh my memory. So it looks like this. It's a very, very thick foundation. I do remember that. I don't like fully remember my thoughts on it because I haven't used it in so long. Oh, actually no, I think that's gonna be a great match. I just haven't used it in so long and I don't really remember my thoughts on it, and I know I'm gonna talk about it in that video because I bought it last June. So I wanted to just refresh my memory. Also, I do think I remember this being a pretty mattifying foundation, so that's another reason why I went in with a hydrating primer. Okay, so it's providing pretty decent coverage. Yeah, this is super matte. Wow, okay. Hope it doesn't look, oh no, hope it doesn't look drying on me. Oh, I kind of think it's going to, dang it. Oh, and it feels matte. Wow, it just like feels very dry on my skin. Oh no, oh no. Okay, I got that all blended in and then went ahead and used concealer. It's not a new concealer, it's the e.l.f. 16-Hour Camo Concealer. I love this stuff. It's in the shade Medium Peach. I'm finally tan enough to be able to use this shade. So, okay, I had kind of remembered my thoughts on this foundation, and unfortunately I think my thoughts are correct from what I remember. This is just a very, very matte, drying foundation, and it just doesn't look that good on my skin, sadly. It makes me so upset because I know this is like a Black-owned beauty brand. They're affordable. I know they have great ingredients. I was really hoping that I would remember incorrectly and end up loving this, but oh, I don't know, guys. I don't know if you're gonna be able to tell, but it's looking like really dry on my forehead and like on my nose. And since it is like so mattifying, it was kind of hard to like blend in. I felt like it was drying very quickly and just didn't like fully blend in all the way. I don't know. I wanted to show you it without any concealer, but I am going to go ahead and just put a little concealer like here just to try to help with the uneven coverage because it just is like dry and a little patchy. Maybe I shouldn't have gone in with this foundation because now I'm going to try like some powders for the first time and I'm not going to know if I like them or not, but that's the beauty of trying a bunch of new makeup items. Alrighty, so if I like wasn't trying new powders, I probably wouldn't powder this. I probably would go in with like cream bronzer, blush, and highlight and then just powder my T-zone and under my eyes. But I have 2 powders to try out, so we're gonna try them out. So the first one I'm going to use under my eyes, I'm gonna use my Jaclyn Cosmetics Brightening and Setting Palette. So this comes with 4 different shades. I'm just going to use this on under my under eyes and not anywhere else on my face, but I think that's kind of like the point of this is to use it on your under eyes and just really like set them down, make them like brightened and all of that. I mean, I'm a little tan right now. I bought this for like my most of the year round shade, which is white as a ghost. And right now I am not white as a ghost because I've been self-tanning. I will say these show up way deeper on camera than in person. Like on camera, these shades look deeper than they do to me in person, but that's just something to note, I guess. So I want to try this 2 ways. I want to try one side with a sponge and one side with a brush. How I have seen Jaclyn use them is with her sponge. So that's what we're going to try. So let me tap out these lovely crease marks. We're going to flip the sponge over to the clean side and I'm just going to mix together those 2 shades that I was talking about. Get quite a bit on my sponge. Oh, that looks really bright. Ooh. And we're going to set. Woo! Well, that's definitely brightened. Yeah, that's definitely brightened. Okay, alrighty. I think I like it though. I will say it feels pretty dry on my under eyes. I don't know. Let me try with a brush and see how that goes. I'm just gonna mix together the 2 shades just like the sponge, but I think I actually like the sponge better, so I'm gonna mix them together again, go back in with the sponge. So when she says brightening, whoa, okay, she means brightening. She means brightening. This is very bright, and one thing I've noticed is I guess it looks like on this side I went in with more of this shade, and then on this side it looks like I accidentally went in with a little bit more of this shade, so now like this side looks brighter than this side. I don't really know. We're going to take this brush and try to just like sweep a little bit of it off. I don't know, it feels a little dry and it's kind of looking a little bit dry. So we're going, like, do you see my under eyes? I mean, they always crease, they always look dry, just that's how my under eyes are, but I'm gonna keep trying this out. Like, I'm not just gonna like return it on like the first time I try it, but as of right now, I don't know how I feel about that. But we do have another powder for the face. Again, I'm a little nervous to try it just because I don't really love my base right now. It's already looking and feeling pretty Sahara Desert-y, but my powder I have to use is the Dior powder, no powder. Is that what it's called? Perfecting Translucent Powder. Yeah, Dior Backstage Face and Body Powder, no powder, sorry. So I ended up getting the shade 1N. I went back and forth between 1N and 0N, and I think 1N will be fine for like now, but I don't know if this will be fine for like later in the year when I'm a little like my normal shade and a little lighter, but Samantha March really made me want to pick this up and try it. So that is what we're going to do today. I'm just gonna set the rest of my face with it. So how she uses it is just like a big fluffy brush, and she just like goes in there and she goes ham, man. She like stipples it in and like swirls it and all that. So I'm like kind of sad to mess up the imprint because it's literally gorgeous. I've never had a powder to have like this beautiful imprint that I don't want to mess up, but we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. So I'm just going to swirl my brush in here pretty aggressively, and we're just going to tap first. I don't know if it's doing much. How do I feel about this? So it's supposed to be like a really like blurring, smoothing powder. I don't know if I'm necessarily like seeing that. Let me try to buff it. Maybe that'll help. Okay, so right now I'm not seeing like too much difference in my skin, but honestly, it doesn't really... Okay, so I was about to say, honestly, it doesn't really look like I put powder on, which is a good thing. It doesn't really look like I put powder on. I feel like my face doesn't really look much different between just having the foundation blended out on my skin and then having this powder set, which can be a good thing. It's not powdery. The powder, no powder is definitely like a good claim. I really don't feel or see any powder on my face. But also because of that, I don't really know like what it did. So I'm definitely obviously going to keep giving this a go. I'm not going to like just try this one time, but I want to try it out with maybe a little bit dewier of a foundation, a base that needs to be a little bit more set than the one that I already had on, because again, I don't think I would have like went ahead and set that base if I wasn't trying this out today. But my face, I mean, my face looks pretty, like it looks pretty. I don't know if I necessarily see too much blurring, perfecting, like porelessness that I was maybe anticipating, but my face does seem to have like a nice sheen to it. I think that was from the powder, like this beautiful sheen to my skin. I like that. I like that a lot, and I think that came from the powder. I don't think I had that from just the foundation. And honestly, I feel like the foundation ate the hydrating primer. Like I put this on and my face was like the Sahara Desert, and it was like I didn't even put a hydrating primer on. So but yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to keep trying both of these powders for sure. Yeah, I think I just need to give both of them more love. I keep trying them out before I like actually decide my final thoughts, which I mean, that's the point. This is a first impressions video, so that's kind of the point of the video, you know what I mean? So when I made my e.l.f. order to order the putty bronzers, I will go ahead and have my first impressions video linked down below for you in case you missed it. I tell you all the details on the putty bronzers and give you my first impressions, applying them, all that. Spoiler alert, I love them. But in that order, I went ahead and also picked up the primer infused bronzer in the shade Forever Sunkissed. I have just heard really good things about this powder bronzer, and it was only $6, so I figured I would give it a go. Again, this is in the shade Forever Sunkissed. It is the lightest one that they have of the three. Ooh, that looks really pretty. Let me do a swatch. Oh, I don't know if this is gonna work on my skin right now. I like swatched it right here and you can't even see it. Ooh, okay, let's try this because I'm not sure if it's going to show up on my skin just because I am, for the 15th time, self-tanned. You guys are like, we get it, Emily. We get it. But let's try this. I'm going to start off with my stipple brush that I always use, the ColourPop F9. I don't know why I'm telling you this because it's not available anymore. I don't know why ColourPop does that. So when I go ahead and swirl my brush in, there's definitely like quite a bit of kick up in the pan. But that happens with my primer infused blushes as well. I have two of them and it's not the end of the world to me. I don't mind that. So I went ahead and tapped off the excess and I'm just going to apply it on my cheek. Oh, okay. It's pretty. Going in with like really light pressure. Don't want it to get like patchy. Oh, I actually think that's a really good tone for my skin. I feel like it's showing up a little bit warmer on my phone there than in person. It's a little bit more neutrally. I mean, it is a little bit warm, but it doesn't look, I feel like, as warm in person as the camera is showing it, but it's very pretty. So now I'm gonna get my big stipple brush, the F14, and we're just going to diffuse this a little bit. I know this product is not new, but it's new to me. I am just trying it for the first time today. So that's why I decided to include it in this video. That is blending out so nice. It's not getting patchy at all, like anywhere. Okay, so I went a little bit overboard like I usually do with bronzer. So I'm just gonna take that powder brush and just diffuse it a little bit, rub it in a little bit more. That's really pretty though. I really, really like that tone. I think it blended in beautifully and very effortlessly, like very quickly. It's not patchy at all. Not that I was really expecting it to be patchy because I love e.l.f. and like I said, I have 2 of the primer infused blushes and I love those blushes so much. They're 2 of my favorite blushes ever. But yeah, this is like really, really beautiful on the skin. I am really, really enjoying this a lot. I went ahead and did just a couple of things off of camera. I did my brows. I used my ABH brow definer and then my Benefit 24-hour brow setter. I finished up my eyes. I did a really simple lower lash line. All I did was run a little bit of that brown along it, and then I used this Moonlight Liaison shade as my inner corner and a brow bone highlight. And then I did add some mascara. I used my Oma Beauty Drama Bomb mascara. This little baby, I'm trying to use it up. So that is where we are. Caught you guys up. Now we have a couple more things to try. I am going to go ahead, where's it at? Right here. I'm going to go ahead and add my blush. I'm going to use my Pat McGrath blush in the shade Flirtatious. I know I also used that in the video of me trying out the quad and the blush, but I'm going to use it again because it's my newest blush and I'm excited. I think this blush is really, really beautiful. Look how pretty that is. It gives the most like natural flush. I am obsessed with this and it's such a beautiful, like glowy, pretty formula and it's so smooth and this shade is everything. And for highlight, we have the Essence Pure Nude Highlighter. Could I be any more difference between my blush and really my bronzer, blush, and highlight? Bronzer and highlight are super affordable in drugstore, and then my blush is bougie Pat McGrath. But that's what you get on my channel. You get a little bit of everything. But I have my Essence Pure Nude Highlighter. This is in the shade Be My Highlight. I bought this because of Taylor Wynn. She has talked this highlight up so much and it does look very pretty. So let's give this a go. I know it's supposed to be a little bit more of like a natural, like lit from within glow. Oh yeah, that's beautiful. Really like buff it into the skin. Oh, that's beautiful. Wow. Okay, so she did not steer me wrong at all. I actually have only ever bought a couple things off Taylor Wynn's recommendation, but all of them have been like spot on. Like the Purito Cica BB cream I bought off of her and Jessica Braun's recommendation. I love that. I bought the primer infused blush from e.l.f. in the shade Always Hazy off of her recommendation. I love that. And then I bought this off of her recommendation and it is just, that is beautiful. It really is just like a lit from within glow. It does look a little tiny bit powdery, but I think once I put a setting spray on it, that'll go away and that'll just like completely melt into the skin. Next up for lips, I'm gonna go ahead and use my Morphe lip liner in the shade Backseat Love. Just going to line my lips. Oh, that's a really pretty shade. I haven't used this shade yet. I used the other one. What other one did I buy? Sweet Tea. I did use this one and I really liked it, but I hadn't used this shade yet and it's really pretty. I'm gonna go in with my Charlotte Tilbury Kim KW lipstick on top. Okay, so that looks a little bit more like corally peachy than I wanted it to. So I'm gonna go in with that Backseat Love shade and try to deepen this up a little bit. I think that's a little bit better. I still don't love this lip combination with the eyes. I probably wouldn't have maybe paired that together, but I wanted to use my new goodies for my birthday haul and I got both these lip liners and the lipstick. So it's okay, that's okay. Then lastly for setting spray, I actually don't have a new one, so I'm just gonna go ahead and go in with my Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Ultra Fine Mist. I'm just about halfway done with this and I would really like to finish it up. It's not my favorite setting spray ever because it's very, very scented. It smells like I'm spraying a melted watermelon Jolly Rancher on my face, which I don't love, but the mist is super fine. If you guys saw that, can you see it? Can you even see that? I have no idea if you can, but I nailed it. It's just very, very strong. And I know you're probably like, are you being dramatic? No, like if you've ever used this in real life, you know how strong this is. So I'll really quickly run down through the new items that I used today. I'll say new in quotations because some of them are not like super new. Some of them I've made videos on, but The quad, I love it. I still think it's stunning and beautiful. I really like this look as well. I like the first look I made. This is my second time using it. I love this look too. These shades are just stunning and they have really great quality. It's Pat McGrath, so what do we expect? The Range Beauty Foundation, I know this isn't like a new product, but it's new on my channel. I don't know. I mean, I like how my look turned out. Like, I like how my overall look looks. Like, my base doesn't look too dry right this second. I think the Dior powder helped, and then the setting spray. But would I reach for this on a daily? No, sadly not. Then for my Jaclyn powders, I actually really like how my under eyes look right now. I don't think they're looking too dry or crepey right this second. I mean, there's a little bit of creasing and it's like going into my fine lines, but every single concealer and every single powder does that. It's just my under eyes. I got these fine lines, baby, and they're probably just gonna end up getting worse, but it's all right. I actually really do like how my under eyes look, and I'm excited to keep using this. I'm excited to keep using this. I will keep giving it a go and keep you guys updated. The Dior powder, I think I like. I think it gave me a really nice sheen on my skin. I know I said earlier in the video that I want to use this on a more like dewy foundation since the Range Beauty one is so matte, but I'm a little nervous to do that because like I don't know if it'll really set it down enough. So maybe how I'll end up, I mean, I'll try it that way, but I think how I'll end up using this powder is more of like a finishing powder. So I'll like set everything down and then maybe go over it just to give it that little extra like blurredness, a little extra sheen. Because I really do think, I mean, I have the setting spray on now, but before I sprayed my face, I really do think this gave my face like a nice, beautiful luminosity to it, which is odd because it's a powder, but I'm excited to keep playing with this. I am. I think my skin, like I said, I think my base looks really nice, and I think this helps save that super matte, dry looking foundation. I will keep testing this out, obviously, and let you guys know. The e.l.f. bronzer, I really like this. I was actually kind of surprised by how much I liked it. I don't know why. I love their blushes. I love e.l.f. I don't know why I was so surprised by this, but I just genuinely think this is a really beautiful bronzer, and for $6, I mean, you can't beat it. If you're in the market for a new bronzer, I love this one, but I will say I also really love the Maybelline City Bronzer as well. I mean, I don't know which one I like more. I still think I maybe like the Maybelline City Bronzer a little bit more just because I've been using it forever and I just like love that bronzer with my whole heart. And it's $10, so between this one and the City Bronzer, I don't think you can go wrong. The blush, I love it. I just love this blush so much. I think the formula is stunning. I think the shade is stunning. Chef's kiss. It is just absolutely pure magic. And then the Pure Nude highlighter, I am so impressed by this. Like, it looks so good, especially now that I sprayed it. It just kind of like melted into my skin and is giving such a beautiful like sheen and glow. I am so glad I picked this up, and I'm pretty sure this was like $5. So thank you, Taylor Wynn, for the recommendation. Not that you will ever see this, but and then lastly, for the lips, the Morphe lip liners, I actually really do like these. I think I was a little apprehensive at first because they are like a wooden pencil liner, and I don't typically seem to like love those, but I actually really like this. I like both of the shades. I think the formula is nice. It glides on your lips very easily, doesn't tug or anything, and they seem to last a long time. I have used this one in the past. And then the Kim KW lipstick, I just really love this. I will say, because it is such a light color and a light shade, I do think it emphasizes like dryness on my lips, and anytime there's like even a slight tiny piece of my lip peeling, this will emphasize it because it is such a light shade. But that's like pretty typical for light lipsticks, you know what I mean? But I do like the formula. It's comfortable, it's not drying, it is a pretty shade, and I'm glad I wanted this for so long, and I'm glad I finally picked it up. And I think that was everything new that I tested out today for you guys. This is the final look. What do you think? Let me know down in the comments if you like it, if you are planning on picking any of these up. I know some of these are like a little bit newer launches, or if you have some of these older ones, like the Essence Highlight's not new, the e.l.f. Bronzer's not new, the Range Beauty Foundation. Let me know if you have any of those and your thoughts on them as well. I always love to hear from you guys down in the comments. And those of you guys, that was my almost practically a full face of brand new makeup, testing them out, first impressions for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video while you were watching it. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much. You're awesome and I love you. Please subscribe if you have not yet, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye, guys.